Hello Galactic family. Building gratitude. Question. Firstly, I want to thank the Masters for their contribution to the process of the awakening of humanity. I would like to know what areas I must work within myself, because it seems that the paths are blocked. At work I have no recognition, and I do not have the courage to continue. The effective life does not flow, and I cannot manifest prosperity in my life. Thank you. Answer. My beloved brother, I know everything you go through, doubts, uncertainties. But all this is a process that you have accepted to enter so that you can transmute all your restrictions. Of all the human pains, perhaps the hardest is where we are not able to observe the blessings of our life. Where we look at ourselves as if we were servants of an unjust system, where we simply are not able to move our life toward what our heart asks of us. This is hard evidence, as it teaches us to be grateful for life, for being able to learn and evolve. Gratitude is a feeling that anchors us, brings us joy of living, makes us positive. But to be grateful we must first be able to look at everything we have around us, all the good we have in our lives. On the other hand, when we focus on what we miss, what we do not want, we are then consumed by our own negativity. The energies are exhausted, and we feel tired of life, and we end up bringing more of what we do not want to ourselves. Our negativity makes us exhausted, tired of life. You have records that have difficulty overcoming them, which when triggered by the experiences of your life doubles you to these energies, making you focus on what you do not like, and do not want. And that's what consumes you. My brother needs to anchor the positivity in his life, watch himself so he can see what is good and how many would like to be in this position. Because if you look at your side you will see that there are much more delicate situations. And from that look start to thank, forgive and build within you a feeling of gratitude for life. How Ho'oponopono therapy could help you overcome these restrictions. Be at peace, my brother. I'm Serapis Bay. Unlocking feelings. Question. Beloved Masters, gratefulness for the beautiful help that we receive in this earthly experience. As I launched myself into the inner quest, I was taken to a beautiful living teacher who pointed out to me the awareness of consciousness 2013. It was so shocking and wonderful, that to this day it is settling, maturing, and infinitely grateful for all the transformation that has been going on in recent years. My question is, can you help me remove any blockage that is still preventing the full realization of truth already pointed out and seen in a full and complete way in all aspects of my being now? I still feel like a sharp tingle in the throat, looking like a kind of blockage. Gratitude and love. Answer. Any and all luck, my daughter, is not at a specific point. You may feel symptoms in a particular region of your physical body. But it is not like unlocking something that does not flow, for every blockage needs to be worked on internally, through feelings, emotions, and experiences. What you need to do is to find within yourself those feelings of maladjustment, inferior feelings like anger, envy, rancor. They are feelings that manifest within us and act as triggers to show us that something needs to be healed, that something needs to be stirred. By unlocking these restrictions, from the understanding of your process, you will see that gradually the physical symptoms will soften, they will be softened. The physical symptoms just show that something needs to be worked inside of you, that there is a mismatch that needs to be rebalanced. But the process is that you learn to seek, to be watching, to seek your peace and your balance, anchoring your feelings in a beacon of light. May my sister be on the watch, that this will be the path that will seek for itself in its liberation. Master nothing. Parallel realities and keep in the present. Question: first of all, I would like to thank you for the opportunity and for the beautiful work that you do. They always make me very clear and have helped me to continue the meeting with me. I always had many experiences and real dreams, so much so that when I was a baby and a child, I did not know much about what happened in this reality or not, because everything was always so intertwined, and even though some of them are without a link to my mind, certain reality though surreal. But even so, I still do not remember my trajectory, Akasti, my origin. I would like help in interpreting one or two of my experiences. One in which I was completely aware of everything around, and it was in everything and at the same time, and I saw myself in all perspectives as if everything was, and another in which after being taken by a wave, I surrendered and disappeared. It was nothing, the emptiness, and then I kept being in every form of consciousness and body, until I woke up, and that day I woke up with a sense of peace and tranquility and integrity. But there are days in life that seem to be broken, and this body seems so heavy for me. It always seemed, at the first opportunity I'm already leaving it and I'm already dreaming. I know the importance of anchoring, but it seems that half or all work, I do it out of it, although lately I do not remember it very well. And I wake up at different times, sometimes like time travel, and in some other reality is more aware of the potentials. Here I feel kinda caught up sometimes. How can I work this to even better anchor the energies, because the feeling lately of fatigue, and even heart pain that seems to be pounding, or pressure on the head, or buzzing, dizziness, and drowsiness. Forgiveness turned out to be more of a question, but the focus is on interpreting the experiences, because I would really like to understand. I have always been very attached to the source and in greater connection and expression, and greater understanding, and I thank all opportunities and synchronies, and help from all of you. I love you very much and admire and thank you. Answer: beloved daughter. You are living parallel realities simultaneously in the incessant attempt to interpret the situations that you remember only in pieces of these experiences. That, my daughter, causes you to get out of balance. Much information, images, flashes, will come to you. But the search for interpretation is not necessary, for in the right moment you will know what each of these memories meant, when the time comes for them to be understood, which cannot happen before or after, but only at the ideal moment. Therefore, dear, your questions are related, for all these sensations are the result of this search for answers, of not living in the present and, thus, of being connected in diverse experiences simultaneously. That choice is the one that will bring you more suffering, daughter. There is no need to follow your walk that way. Allow the revelations to come each in its own time and only live in the present in an integral way for the sake of your balance and peace. NESARA Bay. Relationship with daughter. Question: beloved masters, if I may, I would be given guidance on how to improve my relationship with my 20-year-old daughter. After adolescence she has changed a lot of behavior, moving away from me, and seems to hold some rancor, which for me is incomprehensible, because it has always been very attached to me. I believe there is some spiritual component in this situation, and even looking to send love, forgiveness for our relationship, I have not been very successful. I thank you for any enlightenment you may give me and ask for your blessings for our lives. Gratitude. Answer: Hail. Father is here for the first time. Quick, right? Dad's gonna help you, huh? Go in your house and clean all the accumulated dense energy, right? But trust needs to work to keep it clean, right? The fire will do it like this. Go Dex. The fire do what she wanted, without caring. Dexa and agrees. Dexa and agrees. Fuck her, right? send mother love and only agree, right? You'll see how your little girl will approach you again, right? But do not let friction happen, do not trust, no discord, let the environment remain clean, right? Stay in peace. Hail. Father Joaquim de Aruanda. Interior work. Question Hi, since the awakening, I have done an inner work that goes through / undergoing deep depression, therapy, use of medications, antidepressants, among many others. I took the medication and I have had many ups and downs. I know that the medication itself does not resolve and I have to continue doing this internal work and listening to the heart. I talk to him, but I do not know if I'm actually talking to my heart. Can you point the way to this most intimate conversation? As for medication, I have been following natural methods, but since I have had many ups and downs for a prolonged period, I do not know how to handle it. I know that sadness is part of life, but I feel, for a long time, without energy. I have worked with compassion protocols like I said, meditations, healthy eating, but these instabilities paralyze me. What is up? Gratitude. Answer Hail Fire de Imanja. All you need is a loved one. It's charity, fire. The fire has a lot of love to give, and that energy contained there, is damaging the health of the fire. You need to channel it, put it out, okay? Dad already gave the tip, right? Go find something that pleases you, to put your hand in the mass in charity. Odoiema fire. Hail. Father Josie de Aruanda. Autocovery. Question Beloved Masters and many other beings of light and their representatives here on earth, I want to thank you infinitely for all the help I have received. My question has to do with understanding the process of moving from the ego to the heart. In recent months life has led me to very clearly identify many of my mental programs, fears, wounds, beliefs, and all sorts of ego behavior that this entails. I came across my lack of affection, lack of self-esteem and courage, wound of abandonment, wound of rejection, wound of loss, wound of injustice, feeling of great power and loss of power, envy, jealousy, need for approval, fear of criticism, fear of lack of money, fear of lack of food, feeling of selfishness, of not wanting to share, of gluttony, of laziness, of sex without love, vanity, pride, need to be more and better than all of them, to assign me a lot of importance, to be right, to know better, lack of patience, irritation with others and myself, and even more, that I cannot remember now. My desire to overcome this way of being and to free myself from the suffering it brings is great. My question is about how to change these reflexes. I know that many messages speak about it. But perhaps you can help me with practical examples and knowing what disturbs me most and prevents the change, that can advise me on how best to do this inner transformation that I need so much. How to overcome the need for approval, for example. Answer Hail. Dad's here to relieve all this huge list of defects, fire. He, the Father is here laughing with voyeurism, he even laughs at the foot of his ear, for he laughs a little with this view here too. Right? The sister here who is channeling, told us to write right, because you are Portuguese. Then the Father will start talking just like you. He, see daughter, how much do you charge for yourself? His list of defects is gigantic, as long as he has so many beautiful things to look at and is not looking at. You make a beautiful work, daughter, overcoming, beauty, love. But just look at your faults, daughter. That's not right. You must begin to look at its beauty, at its purity, at its light. No one here came to catch up with thousands of incarnations in one daughter. The process of awakening can even happen in one incarnation, but daughter cleansing can take several incarnations. Therefore, daughter, it is not covered. For, do you know what is the greatest aspect that keeps you trapped here in these repetitions of lessons and incarnations? It's that kind of feeling you have for yourself, daughter, that holds you back in matter. This collection, that look only for defects and mistakes. Free yourself from your self-doubt, daughter. You are beautiful before God and before us that we are on this side here. You shine light and love. The bark is being removed little by little, but without charge, daughter. For the time being, you will notice that you have a defect here, another defect there, but it is only looking and leaving. An hour will disappear. Let it disappear naturally, daughter. And the Father here will be present with you these days, right? To bring a little more of the memory of how abundant and happy life is. Stay in peace, daughter. Hail! Father Josie de Aruanda.